Okay, a brief explanation on Freemasonry. The term Freemasonry is a very complicated subject. Freemasons are a group of people connected together by fraternities or secret clubs. Freemasonry is their belief, the belief of a world controlled by wise men who parent the rest of us. Masons in early levels are told to consider themselves knights who are battling evil. This is just not the case. The conspiracy to which they abide is called the Illuminati, or Illumination. Masons mean builder of walls, or stonecutter. The term Freemason occurs first in 1375, but evidence proves they existed previous to 1375 and were called the Freestone Masons. They usually meet in lodges for businessmen or legions for retired and family members. To become a Freemason, you have to be recommended by 2 members. Women are not allowed to be Freemasons. They can become Masonics or the Eastern Star if they are the wives to Freemasons. There are approximately 6 million members worldwide. Masons believe it is okay to sacrifice a woman or a child or an animal when laying down foundation stones for new buildings. This means they have no problem sacrificing a generation of children for the New World Order. Drugs should be evidence of this. Masons believe in the New World Order because they believe it will bring peace to the world. Just like the overreacting parent or overprotecting parent who has their 30-year-old child still believing in the Tooth Fairy. When a man becomes a 33-degree Mason, he pledges his allegiance to Prince Charles of Wales. Only those higher than 29 degrees know they worship Lucifer or Satan as their god. It's very important to note that these two are 2 totally separate beings. Satan was an actual being, and Lucifer is symbolic for a side religion of Satanism called Luciferianism. Everyone else below the 29 degrees basically worships Lucifer or Satan without knowledge that they actually do that. Freemasons operate under an order, meaning you have the Bohemian Grove Society, the Rosicrucians, the Bilderbergs, the Knights Templar, etc. All of them were and still are Masons. A Mason is the person. The society he belongs to is his faction, or fraternity, or brotherhood. It can go 2 ways. One, you already come from an elite family, or Masonry family, where you are taught unknowingly until you reach college or university level, where you get recruited and go through an initiation process and jump right into a great job, usually government, law, or business based. Then you will have your tasks to complete. Every task you complete, you go up a degree. The other way to join is, if you don't come from a Masonry family or elite family, you can possibly get recruited through sports teams, fraternities from universities and colleges, friends who have already become recruited, and even churches. Masons prey on people looking for hope and who will believe anything with one-sided facts. When recruited like this, you are a Mason, or a Mason in training. Remember, Mason means builder. When you finally pass your initiation into the group, you become a Freemason. It is symbolic for first being slaves to the gods, or Anunnaki, then being freed to work alongside them, and finally to become them. Blue Lodges are the lowest level initiation Freemasons. The Blue Lodges are full of ignorant, materialistic, and opportunistic people. Each degree of illumination provides a key to ultimate enlightenment. Only those who truly understand the rituals and symbols of the degree can extend past the 29 degrees, and only those above that have the ability to understand the ultimate secrets and goals of the order. At the 30 degrees level, you are called a gatekeeper and provide keys to those under the 30-degree level. A select few are picked for progress beyond the 13th degree, which is the York Rite under the English version, or the 32nd degree, which is the Scottish Rite. Beyond that, they will become the Magi, M-A-G-I, which is also known as the 1,000 points of light. At 32 degrees, a Freemason could operate at over 100 different degrees. This is geometry. If you go on the pyramid and you use your protractor and you go at 32 degrees, you can see that at this point you have multiple settings you can do, which is basically significant for you having a lot of power. At the 90 degree level, where not many people make it to, they learn the methods of controlling large numbers of beings with the promise of secrets. At the 180 degrees, they learn that good and evil is one. At the 360 degrees means a complete balance or all of one. A all of one can then extend into a 720 degrees and become a Elohim or a Yahweh. Now, all these degrees are, well, especially at the 360 degrees and the 720 degrees, this has a lot to do with our genetic codes and our etheric level. But again, this is a long subject, so if you have questions about it, just email me. So at the 720 degrees, it's significant or symbolic for them becoming gods or godlike. They study early Egyptian, Babylonian, Sumerian times, and pre-ancient Neteru. Stories about Ra, Net, Jeb, Osiris, Isis, and etc. They also study a book called The Hoot of the Owl. What's kind of funny is I was around this guy who was drunk one time. We were at a party, and he was talking a lot about this book. Happened he had a copy on him, and we weren't really supposed to see it, but because he was drunk, he was, I guess, showing off or whatnot, and I ended up getting to take a look at this book. On the front page of it, there was a poem, and as the poem went, "There once was an owl that lived in oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Oh, let us be like this great wise bird." Now, I didn't have a chance to really go through the entire book because this guy wasn't really supposed to be showing anyone the book. What I did though, as I happened to just look at the table of contents and I copied it down to see what it is they're studying. And this is what I got. Archaeology, popular science, progress in science, music, which is sound, California, Darwinism, mosquito, medicine. They had a chapter called The Last Jinx on Sacramento Streets, dreams, the microscope, evolution, germs, fishes, and butterflies. Now they study all this for a reason. I looked into a lot of it, and it really did shed a lot of light on what's going on around here. The Mason world is a secretive world, and members are told to either give off false information or none at all. By sharing secrets with outsiders, members are sworn by a blood oath of death at dishonor, and will end up at the end of a mystery murder. The Rennes Le Chateau mysteries, Jacques de Molay was burnt at the stake for sharing Mason secrets in 1307. In 1826, an American Freemason named William Morgan wrote a book called Illustrations of Freemasonry. One of the secrets he revealed was the worship of Lucifer. This caused an anti-Freemason movement, and Morgan disappeared and was later found drowned in Lake Ontario. Jesus was from a Masonry line of descendants. He also exposed their secrets, and the crucifix is a symbol of what happens when you tell secrets, even if you come from an elite family. The Spear of Destiny is also a symbol showing Masons or the inner elite families that you don't go against the order, or else this is what will happen to you. Getting on to tasks are given to excel up the pyramid. For instance, a member of the CIA's task could be to provide false information to their country or president, or to make a section of masonry and expose it, etc., etc., etc. Tasks become more difficult and longer to complete as you go up, and to excel past 33 degrees, a person must do something large in the world. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, as long as it causes a worldwide attention and alters the course according to the plan of the order. So for instance, what's happening is we'll take a person like Alex Jones. His task is basically to put out information about the Skull and Bones Society. They will expose the Skull and Bones Society. Everybody will know about it, know that it's an evil society. They won't know anything about the other societies, even though there's over 300 of them. And this will cause us all to unite, basically, on one side against the Skull and Bones and vote a majority government. This is Alex Jones's way of initiation past his 33 degrees.